Okay, hi everyone. I hope all of us is okay and now ready for this presentation. Now to gain more understanding of the topic, no, resultant of concurrent force system. So this is another example, no? When you are asked to find the magnitude of the resultant and its direction, the direction angle is measured from the positive x-axis, so that means the angle will be expressed in terms of standard position. Standard position gani, the positive x-axis will be used as the initial side, then you can consider a counterclockwise angle to the line of action of your arm, and that is counterclockwise, that is a positive angle. But if you have to consider the clockwise rotation from the positive x-axis to the line of action of your arm, then that's the time you have the negative angle. So the plus and minus signs, no, indicates the direction. Okay? Now this is the given system of forces. So we have three forces there. Now I have to use the method where the components of the force will be considered, and that method is the analytical method. Okay, so I can have the summation of forces horizontal. The summation of forces along x also represent the horizontal component of your resultant. That is the Rx, which is equal to the summation of forces along x. Starting with 550 kilonewton force, no? Directed to the right in an upward direction, no? So 550, I can reduce this in terms of a horizontal component. The horizontal component is a forcer that is adjacent to your 40 degrees. Okay? So, if that is adjacent to your 40 degrees, then that is directed also to the right. Now, so I'll be using a cosine function. Because what's the definition of a cosine of the angle? That is adjacent over the hypotenuse side. Okay, 550 times the cosine of 40. Okay? Then, that's positive because that is directed to the right. Another force is directed to the left. No? So, I can also use the horizontal component or reduce that force in terms of a horizontal component that is running parallel to this side of your triangle. Now, in the second force considered, no, there is no angle given, but instead you are given a triangle that can help define the slope of the line of action of this force. So, I have 5 is to 12, correct? So, I'm going to solve for the hypotenuse of this when the hypotenuse is not given, but if solved, that can be equal to the square root of the sum of the square of 5 and the square of 12. Simplify, that's equal to 13. That is why if I have 900 force, the negative is due to the direction which is going left. No? Then you multiply that with the ratio coming from this triangle. Horizontal is 12, then half it over a denominator which is the hypotenuse 13. So there being no other force having a horizontal component, then you can consider their sum. The sum is actually negative, and the negative is an indication that the R value is going where? To the left of the y-axis. Then, to determine which quadrant, whether 2 or 3, your R is located, then I also have to consider the vertical component of your R. Now, summation of forces along y. 550, direct. So, 550. So, going upward, that component is opposite to 40. That is why I'll be using the sign of the given angle. No? Going upward. Also here, no? So, that is parallel to 5. So, I can have a ratio, 5 over 13. They are all positive because both are in upward direction. This one is negative. Exactly vertical, so 150 is considered directly. The sum is a positive value, and that positive is an indication that your vertical component is directed upward. Now, if the horizontal is negative and kine is positive, negative and positive meaning your R is located in quadrant number 2. So, what's the value of the magnitude of your R? R is where? na sa quadrant 2 as discussed ganina, di ba? Now, how about its magnitude? The formula for your r is this one. So, take the square root. Actually, it's taken from the Pythagorean theorem, di ba? Of the square of rx plus the square of ry and simplified being equal to. So, that's the value of the magnitude of your r. Now, how about its direction? If I'm going to solve for this is barred theta. In our trigonometry, this represents a reference angle of your r. No? So, as a ratio, so do not interchange this because if this is interchanged, the angle that you solve is not a reference angle but a co-reference angle. Reference angle is a positive angle whose measure is taken from the nearest x-axis to the terminal side of your r. No? Now, absolute because ang imuhang unsa reference angle is always positive. Okay, you substitute these values. Now, this is supposed to be negative, but since it is an absolute, so the value will be taken as plus, so your angle will also come out to be positive. 53,319. Okay, with this location alone, now, if you want to describe the position of your r, so this would be enough. Now, if you are not required to give the angle in standard position, so you can simply describe your r is directed, no, upward, no, going left upward at an angle of 53.319 degrees from the horizontal. So you can just describe if you like, no? But to have an angle in standard position, okay, so your r, ganina, we say that your r is in quadrant number 2. So this is now your r. The angle that you are solving is a reference angle where it must be based from the nearest x. So, this is usually an acute angle. Na? Okay, so this is the reference angle. But the angle we need to arrive is an angle which is angle in standard position. The geometry of our figure shows that this value is the difference of a reference angle with 180 degrees because this is 180. Yeah? So just subtract the reference angle, then you can have the angle which is needed. So that is having a value 126. An obtuse angle, right? Okay. So it is an obtuse angle. Now, if you need to go with the angle obtained by clockwise manner, no? The angle here. Okay? What do you think is the measure? This is 180. Then I'm adding this one. No? So that's more than 180. So 180 plus your reference angle is the value of the angle in a clockwise manner. What is the value? The angle can be pila. The angle can be the sum 180 plus this one. No? So that can be pila man. 180 plus 180 plus 53.319. So that gives you a value which is 233.319. But that angle, if you have to present that one, that angle will be assigned with a negative sign because that angle is produced by a clockwise manner. Now, but this would be enough. No? That is why wala na to ibutang ang negative angle. But if you're interested to give the negative angle, it is the negative of 180 degrees plus the reference angle. Okay, so that's how to get the magnitude of your r and the direction of your r, expressing the angle as an angle in standard position. Okay? Now, second problem or example is this one. So, we are increasing the number of forces in the system. Okay, like this. So, how many forces do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's just the same. Go with the components of your forces. Summation of forces along X. So, I have bila. May arrow, there are forces that is directed right at the origin. So, this is directed going left. That is why the sign must be negative. The component is adjacent to 41. So, cosine of 41. This one, I also have a horizontal component. My arrow is directed to the left also. So, my component will be a negative component. So the force is actually here, but my angle is here. That force, according to parallelogram law, can also be found here. And that force is opposite to 35 degrees angle. That is why I make use of a sine function for the angle of 35. Okay? Now 20. So directed also left, right? Not left, right. Left. Okay? So it is directed to the left. That is why I have a negative 20 times adjacent to 20 degrees. That is why I have a cosine of 20 degrees. Now this force is also directed to the left, and you are given a slope of your line 1/2 or 1:2. So I need the hypotenuse. What's the hypotenuse when we have 1 and 2? Square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared. We have the square root of 5. When horizontal component is considered for the force of 16, then that component will run parallel to 2. So I have a ratio 2 then over the hypotenuse of this triangle. This is exactly vertical, so it's not included in the summation of forces horizontal. The result of which is negative, meaning your R is directed to the left. Okay? How about the summation of forces along Y? 15. This one. My arrow is here, so the component will be downward. That is why it is negative. Opposite to 41, so sine of 41. This one, the arrow is here, the tip of the arrow is there, which is directed upward. So my component will be here. But my angle is here. So if that component is placed here, that would also be the same component or force which can be found along Y exactly adjacent to 35. So we have a cosine of 35 degrees. This one, the component of this is along here, correct? Or it can be found here opposite to 20. That is why sine function is used. Negative because it's directed downward. 16. Asa mani? My 16 is where? This one. That force is directed. What direction? If my arrow, tip of my arrow is there, so that is upward. Upward and parallel to 1. That is why I have 1 over the hypotenuse of this triangle over square root of 5 minus 10. This one. This is exactly directed down. Sum is negative. That means it's downward. I have Rx, which is negative going there. I have Ry, which is negative. So, you can now conclude that your R is located somewhere in quadrant number 3. Okay? What's the value of your R? Okay, so R from the formula. So, using these values of components, no? So, there I have a value. So, for the location, it's mentioned ganina because the components of R and in X and in Y for your R are all negative, thus your R is in quadrant number 3. I'm now interested to solve for the angle. I start with a reference angle. Ano sa itong reference angle? It is an angle from the nearest x-axis to the location of the line of action of your R in quadrant number 3. It's always a ratio between Ry over Rx as a reference angle because if these two are interchanged, then you are solving for the co-reference angle, which is an angle whose measure is based or taken from the y-axis as your reference. Always express that in an absolute value because reference angle is always positive. That's what we learn in our trigonometry. Okay. So, then the direction is 180. You're in quadrant number 3. Okay, to show the geometry of my figure, it is like this. If this is my R, the reference angle you are solving is from the x-axis to the line of action of your R. So, if I'm going to solve for my theta, then that's 180, right? So, 180 then added with a reference angle. The sum is equal to. It's more than 180 degrees. Okay? Now, that is when the positive angle is considered. Okay? But if that goes beyond the negative x-axis or that is more than 180, then it would be a shorter route if you go with the clockwise. So that's the time we need the negative angle. Okay? But there's nothing wrong if you give the value of theta more than 180 degrees. But usually, when that's more than 180, then the angle considered would be clockwise. And you can consider the negative on that case. Okay. What is the value of this angle? Di ba that's 180? Di ba? 180, then you subtract the reference angle. So when calculated, that gives you this value, 165.18 degrees for this. The negative here is due to the rotation. So you can now consider your negative. So putting negative 165.18, that would mean that this angle is clockwise from the positive x-axis. The positive, without indicating clockwise, counterclockwise, is already understood that the angle is produced through a counterclockwise rotation. Okay? So, that is the last example for the concurrent force system. Okay? So, thank you and I hope so these examples are actually adding to what you learned. Okay? So, thank you for following. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.